Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome back to What Shall We Do Next, and today I'm coming back at you with another movie review, and this movie is not a typical horror movie that I would watch. It's a movie that I saw when it came out in 2007. I remember thinking it was very good, but I was on a little bit of a something reminded me of it the other day, and I wanted to relive that movie because I couldn't really remember what happened. I had an idea, but I couldn't remember which one of the two the bad thing happens to. Trying not to spoil it, but there probably will be spoilers, so spoiler alert. This movie is Bridge to Terabithia, and it is a fantasy kind of movie. It is a really good movie, though. I would say it kind of is a kid's movie, although there is scenes that could be distressing. It certainly was for me at the end. Okay, we're not crying in this video. This is a review. But yeah, the movie was really good. It definitely, even though it was from back in 2007, I was 15 then, and it still to this day lives up to the hype, I guess, and the expectations when you go into that movie. It was really good. It is basically, the plot of the movie is about a young boy who's kind of like a poor boy. He's like a farmer. They live on this land, and the dad is like always working, and whenever he was home, he was like giving him chores to do and like kind of being negligent as a father, not really being there for his son. And the mom was just kind of like so overworked with like all the other kids, and she's running around. She doesn't really have time for him either. All they ever do is give him chores. He comes home from school and the first thing they say is, get your chores done. So he doesn't really have any friends either. In fact, he has no friends. He's kind of bullied in school on the school bus by a group of girls that sit on the back seats, and they're like the popular girls. And he makes friends with this girl who literally moved in next door to their house. And this girl's name is Leslie, and the boy is Jesse. And she's like this kind of cool surfer styled girl. She has like the arm sleeves on. What are they called? Like the very long sweatbands, but it's like really long, but it's like pink and stripy. And she kind of has like the short blonde hair and like cut to a shoulder length. And she kind of looks like a California like surfer girl. She seems very chilled out, very laid back, doesn't really have too much of a care in the world. And they befriend each other. He's a little bit like, I guess you could say, pushing people away. I think that's just how he developed as a kid, and being neglected by pretty much everybody. And he kind of tried to push her away, but she just wasn't budging, and she kept trying to get involved in whatever he was doing, trying to talk to him, and they did eventually become friends. I think he realized this girl was special when she bought him. She knew that he was interested in art and like drawing, and she bought him an art set. And it was a pretty expensive one. And when she gave it to him for his birthday, and he was kind of like took back by that and shocked. And so they started to hang out, and they found this place way off in the woods. And to get there, you had to swing on a rope that went across like a little river. And in the woods, they created this whole fantasy world just from their heads. Like she taught him to like close your eyes and just imagine whatever you want, like a kingdom with like all kinds of different creatures that you can possibly imagine, and we're like the king and the queen of this place. And he did, and they both kind of visioned this thing, and it became a reality to them, and they would go there every day. It was like their escape from reality to go to this place that they invented, Terabithia. Their relationship grew stronger and stronger, and although it doesn't specifically say in the movie, but you can see that they are definitely falling for each other, or at least Jesse's falling for Leslie. And he like meets her parents and stuff like that, and there's some really wholesome scenes. Her parents are really cool and chilled out. They're writers. And so Jesse is invited to the house one day to help paint, and they're painting the walls, and he just stands back and watches as as Leslie and the dad are like dancing around and splashing paint on each other and having fun. And I guess he's thinking like, this is what a real family is. Like, this is what like the love of family is supposed to be. And I guess he starts to realize a lot of things about his own family. Basically, the whole movie is just kind of like that. It's just about them. Every day after school, they would get off the bus and run to this place that they've invented, Terabithia. And it's a beautiful place, and we get to see how they see it in their heads, like, but we see it as like the creatures. There's a lot of weird creatures and like a giant and stuff like that in it, but it's a really beautiful movie, and it's a beautiful place that they've created. But the ending of that movie was not necessary. It was not okay. I'm not gonna cry. Not for this video. But it was very sad. Spoiler alert. One of them dies, and it was heartbreaking. And they die by trying to swing on the rope to go to the other side. They were alone one day because the other one was at a museum, and so they tried to go to Terabithia, I guess, maybe looking for the other one. Swung across on the rope, and it was a dusty ass like old rope that was probably gonna break any day, and it did. It broke, and the one that died hit their head and drowned in the river. And it was so fucking heartbreaking to see how the other one was having to deal with that after, you know, becoming so close to somebody like that. And then they're gone. And it's truly heartbreaking. But the end of the movie was very beautiful. How the title of the movie came into it. The bridge to Terabithia was when the one that was left decided to build a bridge. Instead of having the rope, would build a bridge, and worked on this bridge, which became like, it was a really beautiful structure of a bridge that leads to the other side of this river and into Terabithia. I loved the movie. It was so wholesome. I literally cried at the end, but it doesn't take me much to make me cry. Like, I will cry watching anything. I cried watching a commercial once about cancer. It was just like, anything makes me cry. Like, I'm just a very emotional person. I never always was like this. It was like one day I just had like I don't know, something hit me in life. I used to be kind of like very positive and didn't really let things affect me that much. And even when it did, I would typically just like not let it show, I guess. I don't let it show in front of people like now, except for like YouTube, but most of the time that's just because I'm goofing around. But like in real life, I don't really show it in front of people. But one day something opened inside of me and I couldn't get it to close again. It was weird. I used to be kind of like closed off and cold-hearted, I guess, or like appeared that way to people. Of course I felt things. But lately, I don't know. I've just been like, the last few years, I've just been a very emotional person. It's probably not a good thing. I'm probably clinically depressed. I don't know. But the movie was beautiful, and I highly recommend watching it. But, you know, just make sure you have a box of tissues just lying around, and maybe a tub of Ben & Jerry's, because you might need it. Definitely glad that I watched it, though. I really couldn't remember much from it. I just remember seeing it when I was a kid and it first came out. But then, yeah, there was a lot in that I wish I would have watched it more times throughout my life, because it was like, wow, this is really good. But let me know in the comment section, have you guys seen that movie, and what did you think of it? If you have, smash a like on the video, and I'll see you right back here in the next one. Peace out, and chase your dreams.